Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Homeroom Lending Podcast. Today we have my co-host, Kim
Hi.
Fontanez, and I have Dave Laplanche.
Yes.
Did I say that correctly?
Correct.
All right, so Dave is a up-and-coming rookie real estate agent in Long Island. He's going to tell us a little bit about his background and how he got to this point. So, Dave, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you want people to know about you?
Okay, my name is Gene David Laplanche. Everybody calls me Dave or David, and I've been in business with working with people for pretty much my whole life, and but within the last 5 years, I've grown to have passion to. It started with my search for my home, and it just like spring rolled into me just like helping everybody else, and
That's cool.
I just wanted to continue doing it and pursue it full time.
Oh.
Yes, I mean that's. I feel like a lot of people that go through the process of buying a home, there's enough there for people to become interested. Like I feel a lot of real estate agents have actually that became real estate agents because they knew someone or they bought a house themselves, and then they got into the business. They kind of fell into it because
They see there's so much to it that if you learn, you can now teach everybody else.
That's exactly how I felt.
Yeah.
I pretty much self-taught myself. Like I looked information and up and down, and I thought, why not just pursue it and actually go to school and try to get my license and then see where it takes me. Because the people part, I just love helping people. So this is a perfect way, and to help people. And there's nothing I get out of it more than when the buyer is like closed on a deal, and that happiness that it brings to them is just you can't like.
it's an amazing.
You can't even like
Yeah, you
describe
can't
that
describe
feeling.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just so I like that and
Yeah.
how grateful they are, and it's a grind. It's not just I tell everybody all the time, and when it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So there's going to be letdowns, but when that feeling comes, you get your house. Nothing beat that.
Right?
So,
So
and that's
exciting.
why.
Yeah.
And how long ago was that? When did you buy your first home?
I bought my first home in 2018.
Beautiful.
So, but I started doing my research probably in 15 or maybe 14.
Wow.
So I took I do make sure I wanted to take my time.
Yeah, make sure it was for
Exactly.
you and that. Yeah.
Yeah, what
Yes.
area you wanted and the whole
I
bit.
did my
Takes
homework.
time,
I did my homework.
Sure.
So,
Yeah,
and
that's
then
good.
I actually met someone. I had many agents prior to that, but one of the agents that helped me and was satisfied with, like, as far as I succeeded. We just met and we clicked from day one.
So
And
he like mentored you? Or,
correct. Yeah. So it just like we just worked neck and neck, and then hand in hand with each other, and then I just kept learning, questioning.
Exactly.
Every
Always learning.
chance I got, I was questioning him. So
Yeah, that's
with
good.
anything, with minor details, stupid questions, you name it, I asked it.
Exactly.
Is that how you ended up with Keller Williams through that person, or was
Actually,
it,
no. A personal friend who I used to work with recommended me to Keller Williams
Okay.
because of the fact that I was a brand new agent, and Keller Williams is phenomenal with new agents. Their training is beyond any other company and brokerage out there. So
Yeah,
for
I've
me being
seen
a
that.
rookie agent, it was a no-brainer because
Right.
I need to learn.
Yeah.
I keep hearing that a lot. That
Yeah, me too.
Keller Williams, they do have a lot of training, a lot of support. They're very, the owners are very proactive. They're very involved, very hands-on.
That is true.
And that's I think that's why Keller Williams has been growing so much.
And although
You
this
guys-
is a cutthroat business, like in Keller Williams, we're like a family.
Yeah,
So
that's what I hear.
no one
That's-
is like, even from the top, selling agent to me being brand new. I just started in July. It doesn't matter. They'll sit down. They'll work with you. They'll talk with you. They'll give you their knowledge, how they started. So it's not like everyone's like it's cutthroat, it's selfish business, but it's in Keller Williams, it's not like
It's
that
not
at
like
all.
that, which is great because you don't find that.
No. So
Yeah,
I was
which is
kind of
awesome.
like, this is a no-brainer for me.
Yeah.
So, and where I came from is just the same thing. It was just like I was family-oriented, so this is just perfect. I just flew right in, and it's
Just-
business as usual.
Just worked. Yeah, that's great.
In fact, if you could just throw out your phone number and where you're located, and just kind of who's someone that what would be the ideal client essentially? Like what's someone that you would prefer to work with? Families, investors? What's your
Actually, I work with, it doesn't matter. I work with everyone. So families, especially because that feeling is just, to have that couple, whether you're a starter or, upgrading, one of those things that investors, they're good.
Right.
Trust me, they bring in the cash
course.
flow. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But they so used to buying homes, like, it's like,
Yeah,
okay,
it's not- the
next.
personal touch is
But
not
that
there.
personal feeling, like being with a family or with a couple or with a single person, it's just the love that they show you, and when you do deliver and get them their dream home,
Exactly.
you
The
can't beat that.
appreciation.
So yes, my office is in Massapequa. I'm in Keller Williams Realty Elite.
Oh, nice.
So we're right here in Massapequa. I cover Queens, Nassau, and Suffolk. So
Oh, that's great.
we might be seeing you soon in that office.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know Natasha.
Natasha, yes, she's one of the big honchos. In there.
She's one of the
She runs
top-
one of the teams. She runs a team in there.
Yeah.
She's very big.
Yeah.
So
In fact, I
Yes.
think we're gonna have Natasha on the podcast. Not
Nice.
next week. I know she's going away.
Yeah,
the
the-
following week.
yes,
she's
I can't
coming
pronounce her
aboard.
last name. So, but yes,
Yeah,
her last name
it's
is
very nice.
her last name is pretty hard.
Mirage.
It's Mirage something. I'm
Right,
like,
yes.
oh, okay.
Yeah, she's
So,
been
yes.
doing really well. I'm glad that you're in that office. I mean, I always hear good things coming out of that office. I know there's a couple different teams.
Oh yeah, there's
in
a
that
few
office.
teams in that office.
And it's a big producing office for Keller Williams,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I mean, I hear that it's a good place to start, grow, get into the business, and they help you. They give you a lot of support. If once you're ready to take it to the next level,
Mm-hmm.
they'll get you situated with the resources you need and everything else, and the mentoring to get you there. I mean, I've seen it, so it's very cool that you're
No,
part
with
of-
Keller Williams, whatever it is that you want to do as far as your goal in this business, they'll help you achieve it.
That's beautiful.
Right.
So whether you want to do it part-time, full-time, whether you want to become a multimillionaire, they give you the means to get to where you
Right.
want to go.
Right.
And that you can't, and you could ask around in other brokerage, not to knock on any other brokerage, it's just like, it's just like they give you the tools you need to succeed in this business.
Yeah, because there's
So-
so much to know
Oh,
that
yeah.
you definitely need that,
Yeah.
and in our industry as well.
Same
When
way,
people start new loan officers, I mean,
So
it's there's so much to know.
And it could be
From-
it's an
overwhelming
uphill
at
battle
first.
of learning, and
Absolutely.
it's beautiful. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It could be
yeah.
overwhelming, and to have that support from them is just phenomenal. It's like
Yeah.
that you can't I can't stop talking about that because especially
buy
like
that.
I literally got like my week after I got my license, I had my first accepted offer.
Oh, good.
And trust me, I was lost. I was lost.
Right,
Where do I
exactly.
go with
I
this?
had to pick up the phone and say help.
Yeah, exactly.
And they were right there. They
And you were
walked me through
comfortable
everything.
to do that,
Yeah,
which is so nice, because that's
It's not like they
that's
said,
a
"I'll
big
help
thing.
you," but you got to give me. No, it was like,
Yes.
"Oh, this is what you need to do. This is where you need to go," and you don't get that from everywhere.
No, you don't. And you have to feel comfortable doing that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like here where we work, everybody's so comfortable too. Like asking questions after questions. Too comfortable sometimes.
Yeah. We get too many questions, especially Kim. Kim's been doing. She's been doing this for a long time, like over 20 years. Hey, by the way, this is a chance. Like, if you have any random question, anything that you've kind of you thought you just haven't been able to figure out, whatever it is you want to ask that question
Yeah.
now, go right ahead.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can get an answer
Or
right
if-
now.
Or
it's
if you
like-
ever have any questions, you can just call me
Yeah,
anytime.
definitely
If
will.
anything comes up,
Yeah.
please. We have our roles per se. Kim is by far one of the most knowledgeable people I know in the industry.
It's
she
good to
does.
know.
Yeah, because she
Thank
does
you.
reverse mortgages. So anybody that needs any kind of lending, it's not a lost opportunity. Literally, reverse mortgages. She's been doing it, longer or just as long as she's been doing
Regular,
FHA,
yeah.
conventional, non-qualified mortgages when they came out again, where these are the ones that you have with no ratios, debt service, the DSCR right? DSCR,
Yeah.
asset depletion,
Yeah, we have.
Interesting.
stated income.
There's so many different.
There's so many different types,
programs,
and
obviously, as you learn, especially as a real estate agent, you have to know yourself some of these programs, and if you have questions, you ask me, and
yeah, because in some of these situations, as a new agent, if you have the knowledge and the ability to be able to softly, right, like have an idea where somebody stands. Based on their qualifications, you know what you have.
Yeah.
I'm not saying go ahead and pre-approve someone
No.
on the spot, but I can tell you that if you have a good sense of all right, so the person has 30%. For let's just say, here's how like the no ratios and the stated income work, right? Mm-hmm. Essentially, you could have the key thing is really the credit and the money.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So let's say the client doesn't have the ability to show income, or they have income, they just don't report all of it to be able to qualify at something like that. As long as they have enough money, usually it's 20% down plus closing costs, which is another like 5%. Plus there's built-in points into all these loans because they're not backed by the government. These are these are investors that are coming in, and then so you add another like say roughly about 2 points on that, and then you need reserves. So when it's all said and done, you need on average about 32%, 33% of whatever the value of the house is.
Okay.
So if you have to find a house that's $1 million, client tells you, hey, I have a credit score of 750. You verify it. They have the they have the money. They say, hey, I have whatever $500,000 in the bank. You don't need to verify these things. But if they're telling you this, now you have a good sense of whether or not this person qualifies. On $1 million house, single family, with 32%, you can go asset depletion. Excuse me, you can go stated income, no ratio, and be able to get into that property, right? So, and the thing is that Kim's been doing this for so long. I was actually when I was at a different bank prior to being at East Coast Capital, where I'm at now. At ICG, I was actually one of the first people that was able to close a non-qualified mortgage when they first came out. I was actually the first one when they came back, and I was actually I was the guinea pig. I wish I had Kim at the time because I could tell you that was like a nightmare. That was so hard, but I learned, and then I was known for someone that was able to do non-qualified mortgages. Right. Now here at East Coast Capital, Kim actually is the person. She's actually the direct plug-in. So when people need help with any type of mortgage, but non-qualified mortgages specifically, they come to Kim because she's the person that's actually directly dealing with the investors herself, almost at the level of a processor. So we save a lot of time. We say and we help a lot of people that way because we have the knowledge to be able to say, hey, you're good to go. You can buy this house a little faster than most lenders. Speed is everything now. The way the market's, I'm sure, like, how's the market looking out there right now? Like, it's competitive.
It's hot, right?
I work with a lot of buyers, so, I have to explain to them that if, you snooze, you lose. Pretty much. And you have to do it in nanoseconds and in real time. And there's no sleeping on it.
An over asking price.
Unfortunately, it's the market we're in right now. Everything is going for more than it has to, and they know it's very competitive.
So what are the honchos over at Keller Williams saying as far as like where this market is going? Are we seeing a decline?
No one knows.
No one knows. Okay, good. I'm glad they
no
say
one
they
knows.
know. They don't know.
Because last year they said they thought it was gonna
go down.
And believe it or not, the numbers are very comparable. 21 and 20, the numbers are very comparable.
Right.
So far in 22, we're not seeing any difference.
No. But here's the thing. It's like you have to think about it this way, right? Like in 2010, when the regulations came in, that's where it became very hard to get a mortgage. So for all these years, we've been getting, we've been selling mortgages. We've been getting, people underwritten under a specific set of parameters that were very, very difficult.
Yes.
They still are. It's not, to get a mortgage, it's a process, right? So everybody knows that, right?
Funny, I always say, right? I'm like, I'm going to ask you what you had for dinner and what you had for dessert. It's crazy because you really do.
And they get the same document 7 times.
Yes. I updated this, updated that.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. Like it's not an easy thing. And, we've been in a market where we've seen so many things happen, right? Before 2010, that was a real bubble. But nowadays, it's like you can't even claim for it to be a bubble or expect the prices to come back down in the way that most people expect because there's no bubble. COVID came. COVID hit the market, hit the world, and properties went up.
Yes.
So I know there's the demand because of a lot of people moving from the city and coming out to Long Island. But it still hasn't. I keep hearing, the price is going to come down. It's not going to come down. Once you see the rates increase substantially, then you're gonna see
level.
Slowly,
Exactly.
slowly,
More like a
slowly.
level.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
Exactly.
slow, a
It's a
gradual.
level. Yeah.
It's
But they're
gonna
not
go
coming back down. It's not gonna. It's
level
impossible.
out.
It's
Yeah.
impossible. I just.
I mean, there's more buyers than we have actually property. So
Exactly.
it's kind of like
Right.
once you have that, and then it's going to stay high.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very predictable market. It's very regulated. Anything that's very regulated is very difficult to to build. For a bubble to develop.
Yeah.
Very very hard. You can find bubbles in different segments of the industry of our different in our markets and in our different
Areas.
industries.
Yeah.
But definitely not in real estate. I mean, it's been corrected. In fact, and it's actually a good thing. I think.
I think so too.
Yeah, because I mean, it gives the opportunity for a lot of people that wanted to get into the market who couldn't because there were these outside forces impacting the pricing. Like imagine not having regulation now.
It kind of even the playing
It would be
field.
like
It did.
houses
Even
would be
the playing
$2-3 million.
field. Yeah.
And interest rates
and then there
have
would be a
been
crash.
so low. I mean, it gave so many people the opportunity to now get into buying
Exactly.
it. They're able to afford it.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, obviously rates are going up a little bit, which, it's part of
It's inflation. It's fighting against
exactly.
inflation.
It's
There's a
part
lot
of
of
it. So, but I just don't see the values dropping.
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
I don't expect the
Not
values
yet.
to drop.
No.
That's why when people ask me when is the best time to buy, it's really yesterday. If you do the math,
Right.
If you calculate the math, it's
Exactly.
yesterday. As you keep, as you look into it more, it's you realize that your every day that you wait, not only are you paying, you're paying a rent, which is 100% interest, but you're also missing out on potentially the rates and the market. So.
And then
it's
tax
a lot.
benefits.
And a
And
home
tax
is,
benefits,
is,
yeah.
At the
is,
end of
is
the
invested
day,
in
you know.
yourself. Like when you buy a home,
Exactly.
like it's an investment for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Definitely.
good point. Yeah,
It's a great point. Yeah,
So,
it's good.
So Dave, I wanted to ask you. I know that. I mean, this is more like I met Dave through.
Yeah, how'd you guys meet?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a
It's a
funny
thing-
story.
funny
guys.
story.
Let Jamie take care of that.
Last year, right? I believe it was sometime in I want to say August, September, around there sometime. I took a trip to Dominican Republic.
Yes.
And
I remember.
and I was down there for a few days, just kind of took some personal time.
Oh, I remember
Yeah,
now.
yes.
Yes. Okay.
And I met.
remember.
I remember your wife's name, Cynthia.
Yes.
But what were the other?
It's Angie and Diane.
Angie, right? And
Angie
Diane.
and Diane, yeah.
So I met them out there. Thank God they were there because I went by myself, and they were kind of cool with me. They were just like, hey, I know that you're by yourself. You want to just if you
That's
don't want to
awesome.
be if you want to go out to dinner, hang out, let us know because they. I guess they felt bad.
This lonely guy.
No, they so used to helping people. They all like
Yeah.
they're all
really
nurses.
cool.
They all
they were nurses.
Right.
Yeah, I was like,
They
something
needed a
happened to me.
getaway. That's what it was.
I think they almost saved somebody at the pool
yeah.
the following day. Something happened. Somebody got.
That was
a
actually their
seizure.
graduation present for themselves.
Oh, yeah,
because
that's right.
they all just graduated. They just
From nursing school?
from their masters.
Oh.
Nice.
So they all became that was like their gift for themselves when they started. So they put money away and they
That's
wanted to do the
good.
trip together.
And they
That's
did
what it
it.
was.
Yeah.
We got great weather. It was awesome. So yeah, and then we got to talking, and Cynthia told me that you were a real estate agent. I'm like, no way. And then she's like, yeah, we live in Comac, and like, no way. Like I live in Deer Park.
Yeah.
So
My
we were
sister lives in Comac. I
neighbors.
remember you telling me
Yeah,
this when you were there. I was talking to you.
Small world of all the people. They're from Long Island,
Yeah.
and Cynthia's like in Comac, like 10 minutes away from where I live. And here, lo and behold, we're with Dave, future Hall of Famer real estate agent.
There you go.
Based on
Your
like,
lips to God's ears.
Yes,
I hope.
Yeah.
yeah. Listen, I think you have a good opportunity. This is a great market. You could definitely make a huge impact if you because you could definitely there's so many different avenues that with social media, right? With the community, that's another thing. Like with us, our premise is to educate people. Right. So we're not always going to be able to, help everyone per se, but our main thing is that we're basically our time and experience is being dedicated to educating people.
Correct.
like I said, sometimes we help, sometimes we there's nothing we could do, but at least we take
We
that
try.
approach and we try so that
Yeah.
we get people involved. We don't leave people in the dark. It's very important for us to have complete transparency and explain to them how things work. Because a lot of I'm sure you see it all the time when you
Honesty
have
and communication is key in this
yeah,
business.
Right.
yeah. I'm sure you see it all
And
the time.
honesty.
Yeah.
You have to be honest with your client and tell them where it's at. Exactly.
Right.
You
like,
know.
I've had clients.
Some harsh truth sometimes,
It
but it
is,
is.
it
You have to
is,
let them
but-
know.
Yeah, I mean, I've had clients that they don't know what the contract looks like. They signed it. You ask them afterwards, like, hey, and they send
Yeah.
you different documents, and so
They don't even know they signed a
they
contract.
don't even know they signed the contract.
I mean, I've had a few, right? I mean, just recently,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah, I signed the contract. I'm like, oh, send it over. I get it. It's not signed.
it's like it's
So
not
I'm
even
like,
like
oh, you didn't sign it. He's like, oh, yeah, I did. I'm like, that's not where you're supposed to sign. That's something completely different. So he thought he went to contract.
he went to contract, right? But he probably had like a seller's agreement, right, or a
Exactly.
buyer's agreement,
Yes.
Yeah,
and,
Yeah.
and that's all. And so
Yeah.
we get so it's I think it's super critical now with social media. So many people being able to put themselves out there. Some people in a good way, some people in a different way. Ultimately, it's important that there's people out there that are guiding. Their clients through the process correctly, because it could cause problems down the road. I mean, it could impact the economy. It's like the butterfly effect.
Yeah.
It's like it's definitely one of those things where if you don't create that in your business, because ultimately that's what we're doing, right? This is our business. This is our livelihood,
livelihood.
right? We're not a corporation that's making millions of dollars like that. Like
We
we're
work for ourselves.
yeah, it's like we're in the mix. We're in the hustle, so to speak. Where we're definitely trying to build something, but at the same time, the priority is to be able to educate, transparency, and be able to deliver, get the job done. Where a lot of people want to be transparent, a lot of people want to be clear and have complete openness, but they don't get the job done too.
Yeah.
So there's so many different, good intentions are there, but sometimes
They don't deliver.
They don't deliver.
Correct.
So I feel like I'm extremely lucky that I work with people like you. Listen, you're relatively new in the business, but you have experience. You've been working with people. I could feel like the energy when when we talk and we talk to people that there is a
That you're sincere.
you're sincere, right?
And
then,
that's so big in our industry. It really is.
yeah, you can't buy that. You can't teach that.
You
It's
can't.
either
really
you
can't.
have it or you don't. And it's awesome to see.
Like I explain to my
See you.
clients all the time, like when you're working with me, no matter what, I treat people like I'm working. This is like I'm treating you like I treat my parents or
There you go.
my sister or someone in the family. That
Right.
way that you'll be like completely and honestly. So just like I could be brutally honest with my mom or my sister,
Yes.
I'm gonna be the same way.
Makes your
with
job
you.
easier.
So
Yes.
I put it out there right off from the beginning. This is and
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, people appreciate it and love that.
They do.
So
They do.
as long
I
as
mean-
you're upfront with them and you're honest with them, everything else will flow.
It's true. And that's how you get referrals, and you
Yes.
become the realtor of somebody's family, and then
Yeah. Yeah.
that's how it works.
That's how I've gotten my last 2 deals. It's
Right.
all straight up referrals.
Exactly, which is great.
Yes.
I mean, it's a
And
beautiful
I'm
thing.
very grateful and happy for that. And as long as I
Yes.
continue treating people correctly,
Yes,
then everything else will fall into place.
it will.
Dave, is there anything else you want to say to the viewers? Anything about yourself or anything where they can find you on social media? If you could just tell us where your hashtag. And,
You
your
can
phone
find
number.
me on Instagram, JDL JDL hashtag the agent. Also, my phone number is 917-705-4749. I will answer my phone pretty much all times, no matter what. I'm always available.
fault.
Yes. And I'm always willing to help, whether it's questions, whether you use me or somebody else or a different agent, a different brokerage company. I don't care. I'll speak to you and lead you the right way.
Awesome.
Aw, yeah, that's great.
Well, Dave, thank you
Yeah,
for
thank you so
jumping
much.
on board. Thank you for being
Yeah,
part of the
good luck.
podcast. Yeah, I mean,
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
listen, I think,
And, any questions, just
Yeah.
give us a call at any time.
anything
Yes.
at all, you feel free. Like, especially with Kim, like she is, like if it's like an impossible thing and you can't figure it out, go straight to her. Emergency, straight to her. Otherwise, if you need me to, work with you, whatever it is,
Yeah.
like I
Any of
can
your clients will
answer
take care of.
99% of the
you.
questions, but her
100%.
100%.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for the
thank you.
opportunity, guys.
I
You know,
love
I
it.
can't,
Thank you.
can't be grateful enough. I appreciate everything.
Absolutely.
So, guys, well,
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us again. Another episode of the Homeroom Lending Podcast. Today we had Dave, and thank you for coming. And we're saying goodbye now.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
Bye.
watching.
Thank you.
Take care.